Hello everyone, my name is Michael SK, and welcome back to Steins Linear Bounded Phenogram, and Mayuri has done something. What she has done in the long run, I have no idea, but she has sent a D-mail, one in which should prevent her and Okabe from ever meeting. What world line we're currently in, I have no idea. What's currently happening, I have no idea. Let us see how this all plays out, and I say plays out because we will definitely see the end of this route, the story, here in this one. Apparently there's not too much more to go, as I was told, so we'll wrap this up and go from there, honestly. The cemetery is totally silent at night. It's really calming. I don't think it's scary at all, excuse me. It's the place where my beloved grandma rests after all. Oh. So she still rests. Yeah, the D-mail included, it included Mayuri to not go out with friends, to stay with her grandmother. I guess that doesn't change anything, does it? Or maybe it does, I don't know. That was the D-mail, right? I'd welcome Grandma's ghost anytime. The moonlight gently illuminates my surroundings.
Otsuki-sama, kirei da na.
For a while, I'm totally entranced by the moon floating in the night sky.
おばあちゃんの法要、晴れてよかった。マユシーは雨女らしいから心配してたんだけど、お母さんたちからは雨を降らさないでって頼まれちゃうし。
I look down at Grandma's grave and smile. In front of the grave is a bouquet of lilies and some dango that I offered. These two things are absolutely necessary for visiting Grandma's grave. Just then, I suddenly sense someone's presence and look up. I look around. Nobody's here. The same sights are all around me with no changes from before.
今、誰かいたような気がするけど。気のせいだったのかな?
I look around again, but as I thought, I'm the only person here. Still, I'm sure I felt somebody nearby a moment ago. I tilt my head, confused.
誰かが肝試しにでもやってきたのかなって思ったけど、肝試し。
I feel like that someone had mentioned a test of courage to me.
そんなわけないのに。変なの。
I'm the only person here. Maybe I fell asleep for a moment and that was just a dream? The sort of dream I always get when I start nodding off in class after lunch. Today was pretty busy with Grandma's memorial service after all. Maybe I'm just tired. After the service, I said goodbye to my mom and everyone and came here to visit Grandma's grave. I squat down in front of the grave and put my hands together.
おばあちゃん、今年もおばあちゃんが大好きだったお団子、ちゃんと作ってきたよ。もちろん、おばあちゃんが教えてくれた作り方で。
The stars in the night sky twinkle like they're agreeing with what I said.
おばあちゃんが死んじゃう前に、一緒にお団子を作れてよかった。ちゃんと約束を守れてよかったって、法要のたびに思うの。一歩間違えちゃったら、おばあちゃんとの約束を守れなかったかもしれないから。
The day before Grandma died, I made plans to make dango with her. But on that day, my friends invited me to go to the summer festival, so I was thinking about putting my plans with Grandma off for another day. However, Mom told me to keep my promises, no matter how small they may seem. I decided not to go to the summer festival and went to visit Grandma's house.
おばあちゃんとマユシーの約束を、なんでお母さんが知っていたんだろうって、今でも不思議なんだけど。なんでだろうね、おばあちゃん。
That day, Grandma and I made and ate dango together and had a great time, but after a while she collapsed. I called Mom as fast as I could and Grandma was carried off to the hospital in an ambulance. However, she still passed away in the middle of the night. If I had broken my promise with Grandma that day, I bet I would have regretted it so much.
実はね、おばあちゃん。たまにおばあちゃんとの約束を破っちゃった夢を見ちゃうんだ。
You know, it's really interesting. The output is pretty much the same. She did pass away, but the world line changed, meaning Mayuri doesn't know Okabe, right? Like that is what actually came to fruition. Otherwise, we wouldn't be where we're at.
とっても怖い
So
夢。
what changed along the way, you know? A dream where I'm trapped in a gray world and I can't hear or feel anything.
でもね、決まって必ずマユシーを助けてくれる人がいるの。その人はマユシーが怖い夢を見るたびにどこからかやってきて、夢の中でマユシーを助けてくれるの。知らない人のはずなんだけど、何度も夢に出てくるせいかな。初めて会ったような気がしなくて、昔どこかで会ったような気がして。
I wonder why. I suddenly feel a tightness in my chest.
あれ？
Before I know it, a tear falls from my eye, and it surprises me.
悲しいことなんて何もないのに。
The tears start falling down my cheeks, one after another. I don't know why I'm crying, and I have no idea what to do. I feel like I've lost something very dear to me. I have a feeling, but I don't know what it is. It's very sad and painful. If only Grandma was around for times like this.
おばあちゃん、会いたいよ。
I take Pockety out, put it up to my ear, and close my eyes. I remember the way Grandma would always smile when she listened to what I had to say. When I do this, I feel like Grandma's with me. I don't know why, but I start to feel a little less lonely and uneasy. However, the feeling of having a hole in my heart doesn't change. Oh shit. Okay. Alright. I see you, game. We're really just fast-forwarding time here. Wow, the direction that this route has gone. 1 year passed. Exam studies have gotten extra tough ever since I became a third year. My upcoming summer break will probably be spent mostly in cram school. Wait, so during the original Steins Gate, Mayuri was only a second year in high school? She wasn't a senior? I could have sworn that she was. No way. Still, I've decided that I'll definitely make time to participate in Summer Kamima. I've been steadily making preparations. Winter Kamima will be right before exams, so I think going to that might be asking a little too much of myself. So I want to enjoy Summer Kamima as much as I can to make up for it. Oh hey, we have mail. From Kaide-chan. Wait, Fubuki-chan. I'm so anxious for Summer Kamima that I just want to give you a big kiss. Alright. Those two things aren't related, you say? Nay, they couldn't be more related. We finally get to wear Domadogi cosplay, and that's all thanks to you convincing Kaide-chan, Mayushi. I'm crazy grateful. You know what? As thanks, I'm inviting you to May Queen today. Alright. That was at 4 o'clock, and we did respond. We did. Let's go now. Okay, I guess they went. And Kaide says, so about Fubuki-chan, she's crazy excited about the Domadogi outfits. Oh, excuse me. They've got lots of frills, so they may seem harder to make than usual. Are you gonna be okay? I'm perfectly fine with last year's outfits. Haha. Sorry I lost control. I'll help with anything I can, so feel free to ask. I know you're busy with entrance exam stuff, too, so thanks for working so hard, and we can respond with... I think the Busho armor was harder to make. I like making outfits, and I always wanted to wear one from Domadogi, so it's no problem at all. Alright. There we go. And this line right here literally talks about this. Mayushi, Fubuki-chan, and Kaide-chan are planning on going as magical girls from Domadogi this year. It's either Dogi or Doji. It's probably Doji. Today is a long-needed day off, so I went to visit the maid cafe where Fubuki works part-time. She gave me a small bamboo branch as a present. Working at a maid cafe seems fun, and I want to try it sometime. I'll definitely become a maid once exams are over. What? Mayushi's been lucky to enjoy so many fun days like this one. I'm more than blessed with great friends. But still.
なんでかな。時々何かが足りない気がする。足りないことなんて何もないはずなのに。
I start thinking that I'm just spoiled by luxury. But at the same time, I feel like maybe that's not quite it. There's a hole deep in my heart, and it worries me once in a while when it starts hurting. And that's not all. Sometimes I suddenly can't stop crying or start doing other strange things. Ever since visiting Grandma's grave last year, I have this strange worrying feeling, and I feel like I'm not quite myself. It's a gloomy feeling, like something's different, but I have no idea what. I stop and sigh.
ダメダメ。今日はせっかくの七夕なんだから、もやもやしてたら楽しめないし、気持ちを切り替えないと。
Every year for Tanabata, I look forward to buying a small bamboo at the flower shop, hanging cards with wishes written on them, and eating dango while looking at the starry sky.
あ、そうだ。せっかくだし、このモヤモヤがなくなりますようにってお願いしてみようかな。
I get happy when I come up with a good idea and look up at the night sky. But the sky is too bright from all the city lights, like there's a thin haze covering the whole thing.
やっぱり、ここからじゃ明るすぎて、星、あんまり見えないな。
I was going to head straight home to Kamata, but I get caught up at the station's ticket gate. My pass is gone. That's strange, I'm sure I put it in my bag. And that reminds me, I tripped and fell at the maid cafe I visited today and everything spilled out of my bag. Maybe I forgot to pick it up? I try sending a message to Fubuki-chan. Seems a little familiar here, you know, we lost something and we just realize it here. Sorry, but is my pass anywhere at the cafe? I think I lost it. But once I do, I realize something. Fubuki would still be on her shift, so she can't check her messages. I have no choice. I have to go back to the cafe. Holy shit, yeah, this is basically the same deal.
道間違えちゃったかな。
This isn't the wide street with the maid cafe on it. It's a back alley. Huh, what should I do? I keep walking and looking around. Well, this place should seem familiar to us, but not to Mayuri. But I suddenly stop in front of an old building. The first floor is a store selling old TVs, while the second floor window has a sign saying room available.
このビル。
What is this? Looking up at it makes me feel really sad for some reason.
あれ？ビルの屋上。誰かいる？
It's too dark to tell for sure, but I feel like I saw someone's silhouette.
気のせいだよね。それに、別に誰が屋上にいたって、マヤシーには関係ないことだし。
I mutter to myself as the gloomy feeling inside my chest swells bigger and bigger.
なんで、こんなに気になるの？
I can't help but be curious about the shadow I saw on the roof. I try to ignore it and walk past the building, but my feet won't move. The feeling of wanting to check the identity of this silhouette is too strong.
確かめなくちゃ。
I don't know what... This is dangerous. Like, you would not do this. I have a feeling it's Okabe. Like, who else is it gonna be? I slowly walk up the building's old stairs. The staircase is pitch dark without a light to be seen, but I slowly climb to the roof. Alright, thank you. The building's rooftop is just as dark and totally silent.
誰かいますか?
You know what? It could have just been her imagination because she saw Okabe there before we time leapt. Or not time leapt, but demailed. I look around and try calling out. However, there's no reply and no signs of anyone's presence.
マユシーの気のせいだったのかな?
I tilt my head, look up at the night sky, and notice that it's filled with stars.
わあ、秋葉からでも星って結構綺麗に見えるんだ。知らなかった。
Development around the station is thriving, so it's bright even at night. But there are a lot of old shops around this building, and most of their shutters are closed right now. Old, empty buildings normally seem scary to me, but for some reason, this place doesn't scare me at all.
なんでかな。すごく懐かしい気がする。
Sorry, I'm trying to rehydrate with a soda, so I'm really doing the opposite. This should be my first time here, but I feel like it isn't. No, it's more than that. I feel like I finally returned.
会いたいよ。
I whisper this without realizing it. Who am I whispering to? I don't know. But I feel like there's someone really important to me who I haven't met in a long time. Just like the legend of Tanabata.
織姫様と彦星様はちゃんと会えたかな?
I continue looking up at the night sky and imagine a couple who can only meet once a year. And if it rains, they can't even do that. They need to wait at least another year, and that would be really disappointing.
でも、その分会えた時はものすごく嬉しいんだろうな。もう二度と会えないよりずっといいよね。
I look down at the small bamboo branch in my hand.
お願い事してみようかな。
I take a loose leaf piece of paper out of my bag, crease it into a long and thin rectangle, and tear it into a strip by hand. I intended to wish for this gloomy feeling to go away, but I don't think that would be very interesting, and I go with a different wish.
会いたいと思い合う人同士がちゃんと会えますように。
I read a vague wish onto the paper. I worry that I might be asking the gods for too much as I thread string through the card and tie it to the bamboo branch. I grasp the bamboo branch with the card hanging from it and hold it up to the night sky.
願い事が天まで届きますように。
As usual, I was subconsciously searching for a star. I quickly find it. The one always shining in the same place, Polaris. The first star that Grandma ever taught me about. I gaze up at it and feel like crying.
おばあちゃん、会いたいって思い合う人同士はいつかまたきっと出会えるって言ってたよね。それがご縁だって。マユシーは会いたい人がいるみたい。だけどそれが誰だかわからないの。会いたい人がわからなくても会いたいって願っていれば会えるのかな。
I stand on tiptoes, praying with all my heart, and extend the bamboo branch towards the North Star.
どうか会えますように。お願い届いて。
I wish as hard as I can. Then...
スターダストシェイクハンドか。
Oh... There's a voice behind me. The moment I hear that low voice, my whole body trembles and I choke up. That voice is too nostalgic. I want to turn around, but I'm too afraid.
誰?
I'm still frozen on the spot, tremblingly asking the figure behind me.
椎名真由お前は俺を知っているはずだ。
なんで、まゆしーの名前。
俺は、お前を知っている。ずっと探していた。
I'm suddenly embraced from behind. A nostalgic scent fills my lungs. This is an impossible situation. Yet mysteriously, my heart is calm. There were tears falling from both of my eyes.
まゆしーのこと、ずっと探していてくれてたの？
ああ。そうだ。
どうして？あなたは、誰？
子供の頃、お前は池袋に住んでいた。その時、近所でつるんでいたクソガキを覚えていないか？
His words bring the past back to me. That's right, after Grandma died, I moved to Kamata, where I live now. Until then, I lived in Ikebukuro. There was a boy a little older than me who I often played with, I think. He was full of curiosity and always getting into mischief. The grown-ups around town were constantly scolding him. I think his name was...
リンタ君？
その呼び方は、また随分と懐かしいな。
Yeah, what the fuck? Yeah, we've never heard that shit before either. His sad voice makes my chest tighten up.
この世界線じゃ、マイリにとって俺は、昔よく遊んでいた少年 A に過ぎないんだな。
He embraces me so strongly I can barely breathe. I can tell that Rinta-kun is trembling just as much as I am.
卒業なんて、人質が勝手な真似を。この法王院京馬は絶対に認めんぞ。どこまでも逃がしてなんてやるものか。
She's like, I don't understand any of this. Hostage, Hyoin Kyoma, his exaggerated manner of speech. Everything is just so nostalgic, too nostalgic. It's nostalgic, but I still can't remember. And it breaks my heart. I can't stop crying.
まったく。手のかかる人質だ。どれだけ探したと思っている。
He strokes my head. Having my head stroked like this feels really pleasant.
まゆしーを見つけてくれてありがとう。
Don't tell me that is it. Wow. So that was the Alpha World line that we were in, but where did we end up? Like, I'm going to assume the worst here. Let me get my thoughts together after we see this shit. So we did Eternal Polaris. We got the achievement. And now... Yep, there it is. Fourth diagram is the achievement we just unlocked. Oh, this follows Okabe again. Abduction across 3 worlds. And it's on the... Wait, what's the 4 again? Were we ever there? We were on the 3. Yeah, we're on the 3 a couple times. 3 times, actually. Wow, okay, so this is really, really up there. Can someone, like, refresh my memory what all of these are? I can't remember which one is, like, Omega and all of that. And, like, what are their, like, meanings? Is it, like, just pretty much everything above Beta, just, like, wacky shit? Like, just way diverged out there? Is that the deal? Okay, we're going to start this, just kind of, like, jump in, you know, put our head in the water, and then, like, take our head out of the water. Just see what's in there, you know? But I kind of want to talk about this route we just finished. Correct me if I am wrong on the occurrences that happened at the end there, but we were obviously on the path, the same route that we saw in Steins Gate, where Okabe had to make the choice to either save Mayuri or Kirisu, and in the end, he jumps back to the Beta World line through basically sacrificing Kirisu. And this was before the big decision the big task to go back to that fateful day and, you know, change everything. Make past Okabe believe that Kirisu was dead in order to start that whole sequence of events. So you guys know what I'm talking about. That route, before all that shit, was where we were, or at least very similar, and things took a wacky turn, and Mayuri took things into her own hands, changed the world line, and if we were in a beta world line, Kirisu is dead, and there's no way, zero way that Okabe can save her now, because the lab doesn't exist. There's no structure there, so when all that shit happens in the future, well, fuck. So that's why I'm thinking, maybe by Mayuri and Okabe not meeting, maybe they were in another wacky world line of some sort, where maybe Kirisu is alive. And sure, the lab doesn't exist, but that has to be such a hard change in how things are in the present, or in the future, or whatever. Just, I don't know. It's really depressing to think about, because if it is the world line, then Mayuri really just killed Kirisu, with there being practically no way, unless somebody comes from the future to Okabe, somehow, with the knowledge of, well, knowledge that they really can't have, to try and change things in a way that, like, Suzuha did. There's just, I don't know, like, it seems kind of cruel. So I don't want to think that, that it was the beta world line, but I have no way of telling. Unless the cutscene that we saw actually showed it to us, but I don't remember. I don't think it did. Well, anyways, I don't even think there was a cutscene of the D-mail jump. I'd have to check the previous episode. Let us jump into this one. That was a good route. I liked it, personally. I thought it was an interesting take, and it gave us more insight on Mayuri, which I'm glad that these games have successfully done that with most of the characters that we've seen, both with My Darling's Embrace and here with Linear Bounded Phenogram. We've learned so much of the characters. Now, we're going back to following Okabe. What is going to happen in this story? The title is very intriguing. Let us start it, and we will finally come to an end with this game. This is the final route of Steins Gate Linear Bounded Phenogram. And we're gonna start it with like 5 minutes into this route, and then we'll just call it or some shit. I don't know. Oh. We decided to leap back in time a couple hours. Alright, good start. Good start. The usual discomfort. Now, this isn't our first time. The usual unpleasantness washes over me. I groan instinctively. I return the cell phone head held tightly in my right hand back to my pocket and rub my temples with my left hand.
ここはどこだ?
I mutter to myself as I look around.
Labo だよな?
Yes. The usual scenery in the room with me. The usual. But what is the usual? How do I know such a thing? My memories are muddy and unclear. Everything seems so hazy, my thoughts elusive. Atop the table in the development room was the usual X68000 and an old-looking CRT Wait. Is the ant supposed to... Nah, whatever, fuck it. This game just confuses me. The monitor is powered off. I slowly move in front of it and peek into the depths of the black screen.
お前は誰だ?
I ask my face, reflecting off the monitor.
俺は岡部倫太郎だ.
Someone said. The person who said it was me, of course. But I can't shake this odd discomfort. The face that I see in the reflection doesn't feel like it's my own. I mean, it's my reflection, it's undoubtedly my own face. I understand it in my head, but for some reason...
お前は誰だ?
I ask once again to be sure. I received the following response.
違う。俺は岡部倫太郎ではない。
The voice flowed out of my mouth naturally, as if someone is controlling me.
俺は俺のマナは不王院京馬だ。
There we go. My loud, maniacal laugh made the knot inside my chest swiftly melt away. The usual dignified velvet voice felt natural to my ears. Yes, as usual, nothing has changed. This is the Future Gadget Laboratory, aka The Lab, and I am Okabe Rintaro, aka Hyoin Kyoma. Reality as usual, a theorem that needs no proof. I pulled my cell phone out of my pocket and put it to my right ear.
俺だ。機関から強烈な電磁波攻撃を受けたが、大丈夫。どうにかリフレクトした。なーに、大したことはない。アポカリプス・オブ・ガリアンの洗脳兵器に比べれば、どうってことないさ。心配するな。何も問題はない。ああ、わかった。エル、プサイ、コングルー。
Really? Are there really no problems? I once again look around the room. Yeah, this is the lab. It's strange. Why isn't anybody here? I pull my cell phone out again to check the date and time. Friday, August 13th, the time is 4 p.m. on the dot. I'm pretty sure Kirisu and Daru were here at the lab at this time. What about Mayuri? Where was Mayuri again? As I dug further into my memories, another strange sensation consumed me. Huh. How did I not know that today was August 13th? Furthermore, how did I know that Kirisu and Daru were here at the lab at this time? I don't know something I should know, and I do know something I shouldn't. In this contradiction, my discomfort, I'm starting to get a bad feeling. The inside of my head was still hazy and my memories were unclear.
大丈夫。大丈夫だ。何も問題はない。
I reassure myself, walking in front of the refrigerator. At times like this, the best thing to do is chug a drink for intellectuals. Doing so allows me to stimulate the gray matter cells in my brain, eventually making everything clear. I open the refrigerator door and pull out an ice-cold can of Dr. P. Yeah, sorry guys, I'm drinking Pepsi in this session. I'm a traitor. It happens more often than not, but I'm also just out of Dr. Pepper. Its fresh flavor pierces through the back of my nostrils and I let out a breath. Dr. Pepper will never betray me, but Pepsi will, and I will never betray Dr. Pepper. As fellow doctors, we may be rivals, but we have acknowledged each other's accomplishments and formed a true friendship. With these relatively useless thoughts filling my mind, I flop down onto the couch. But when I do, something suddenly enters my vision. It was placed on the table in front of the couch. What the fuck? Bro, this is some suspicious material right here. I understand that it's a sketchbook. I can also see what was drawn in the sketchbook, a character that might appear in an anime like Rainet Kakeru. Perhaps I should have asked, what is this doing here? As I skim through its pages, I see dozens of other illustrations. Each one must have been drawn by a different artist, as each character had their own distinctive touches.
こんなもの、ここにあったか?
The corner of my brain throbs painfully. I take another swig of Dr. Pepper to drink away the pain. Moments later, my cell phone rang. With the Dr. Pepper in my left hand, I dig into my pocket with my right. What the fuck? When I took out my cell phone and opened the messages, I had received 3 messages. What the hell's this shit? All 3 were sent from I Chain His Snake, at egweb.ne.jp. An unfamiliar address. I don't have it in my contacts. I get a bad feeling. My heart began to pound. Sweat soaked my hands. I take a few deep breaths to calm myself down. Then, with shaking fingertips, I press the open button. For Sheena. Then there's a Y. You know what? In DB Locker.
何なんだ
What's that noise?
何なんだこれは
No, I know exactly what it is. This is clearly...
脅迫状
Well, no, I was gonna say a D mail, but yeah, that works
マユ
too.
リがさらわれた誘拐されたんだ
Just then, the entrance door opened. At first, thinking an enemy had broken into my sanctum, I took a defensive stance, but I was mistaken. Returning home without a care in the world were...
ただいま
疲れたお前たちどこに行ってたんだ
どこにって。
買い出しだ買い出し
開発評議会という名の宴会やるんでしょ。
そのために僕とマキセ氏でお菓子とかを買いに
You okay there? Daru suddenly screamed. Daru tossed the shopping bags to either side of him and ran over to the table looking pale. Grabbing the sketchbook with both hands, his shoulders trembled.
おかりこれは一体
Daru opens the sketchbook and holds it out towards me. What? Oh no, it was drenched in a dark, dirty liquid that seems the liquid would start dripping out if he squeezed it. The liquid had been absorbed into the paper, making it shriveled and weak. It seems like I accidentally dropped the can of Dr. Pepper on it when I looked at the message earlier, which caused the liquid inside to spill onto the sketchbook.
僕らの大事なスケブが
スケブ
スケッチブックのことに決まってんだろちょっと終わった完全に終わった未来ガジェット研究所終了のお知らせ
Wait, why are you announcing that?
それってどういう
いちいち説明する必要ねえだろオカリンだって分かってるくせに
I was about to ask again, but I refrain. No matter. Indeed, that does not matter at all. Right. Now, what's more important?
なあダルスケッチブックのことは謝るだがその前に聞いてくれいや見てもらった方が早いなクリスティーナも
I open my inbox and hand my cell phone to the two of them. Daru and Kirisu stand shoulder to shoulder and look into the tiny screen. Their faces gradually grow pale. Daru speaks, his eyes wide with horror.
これって
マユリが誘拐されたってこと？
ああおそらく
大ビル前ロッカーって大ビル前のコインロッカーのことだよな
そこに例のものを入れろ。そうすればマユリは返してやる。そういうことみたいね。
でも例のものって何ぞ
わからん
わからんってわからなかったらマユシは
うるさいだから今考えてるんだろうが
犯人に心当たりは？
I do, but only one, the Rounders. And if they are responsible, I can safely assume what you know what is. The IBN 5100. Wait, hold on. How do I know this? I grimace as my headache surges once again.
Okabe.
Yeah, this world line wouldn't have the Rounders, would it?
いや 何も。
I thought it'd be better not to talk about my idea just yet. I couldn't be certain, and since my memories were still foggy, I didn't think I could adequately explain my rationale.
お前たちの方こそどうなんだ。送信者のアドレスにあった I chain his snake というアカウント名。この文字列に何か思い当たることは。
I mean, it sounds kinda hot, you know? Kirisu and Daru stand there with their arms crossed, their eyes wandering as they thought, but eventually they both shook their heads.
訳すると、私は彼の蛇を拘束するって意味になるけど。
それだけじゃ何もわかんねえし。
一つだけ手がかりらしきものがあるとすれば、これが D メールってことぐらいよね。
え？
だってほら、36バイトのテキストが3分割されて送信されてるでしょ？
I snagged my cell phone out of Kirisu's hand and checked the text message inbox again. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I called it. You guys probably called it. I mean, how can you not?
もしかして気づいてなかったとか？
バカを言うな。気づいていたに決まっているだろうが。
この緊急事態によくもそんな風に笑っていられるわね。
Precisely because it is an emergency. I squeeze my palms tightly so as to hide the trembling of my hands, excuse me.
つまり脅迫メールは未来から送られてきたってこと？
Okay, well, before we get any further into this, we'll end the episode here. Holy shit. We're really just starting out strong. I have no idea what is happening. Okabe, as he is right now, I'm even very unsure of. Like, something just does not make sense. What was going on before we got here? Why did we do a time leap when we got into this route? And why does Okabe struggle to understand that that is what just happened? Both, like, he understands that it happened, but also he understands, or he doesn't understand that it happened. He doesn't understand the conflict in his memories. Something else is going on here. Something that maybe we haven't seen before, and that gets me excited. This has got me some old school Steins Gate goosebumps. So we'll save the next one for next time, or whatever happens next for next time. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. We saw a lot, obviously. And if you enjoyed this episode, be sure to leave a like, subscribe if you'd like, and I will see you all in the next one. Take it easy.